또 내려갈 것인가 아니면 2019 SK텔레콤이 그 화려했던 과거 왕좌를 이어갈 것인가. 렛도 파이널 비긴 2019 20살 우리 LCK 스프링 스플릿 대망의 결승전을 이곳 잠실 실내 체육관을 가득 메운 팬 여러분의 뜨거운 바로 함성과 함께 시작하겠습니다.
Cut my teeth on the concrete, down an old alley on a back street. Hard knock lives in a city grind. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. So don't knock me down when I get my feet back on the ground. Don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take. Don't you judge me. Taking as much as I can take.
さあグリフィン対 SKT。面白いな。登場の仕方は面白いわ。どうだろうな。音消えたんだけど。ターダンだ。
Support the hands.
一瞬途切れる。SKT だ。 謎の演出面白いな。
좋죠. 저는 이상하게 부담스럽다기보다는 좀 좋은 것 같아요.
그 어나더 레벨이라는 게 길게 가진 않더라고요. 1라운드 때까지는 인정이고 지금은 잘 모르겠어요.
SKT가
우리가 못
이번에 드림팀이라고 불리게 되면서
노림집이다네.
봤을 때는 전부 다 잘하는 선수들이니까 칼을 갈고 나왔다고
그래, すごいいいプレー
이번에
だ
조금 성적이 안 나왔기 때문에 좋은 기량을 가진 팀원들이 모였다는 것에 대해서는 굉장히 좀 만족스러웠었는데
グリフォンはすごいプレイが好きなのすげえっつって
많이 슬프긴 했어요. 왜냐면 그걸 이겼으면 1등 할 확률도 높아졌을 수도 있으니까.
좀 극적으로 이겨서 경기가 끝난 이후에도 손이 떨리니 안 멈춰져서 그냥 이기면 기쁘거든요. 저는 그게 좀 많이 드러나는 편인 것 같아서 감정으로.
엄근진 이미지? 그런 줄 알았는데 이번 2라운드 때 되게 리액션이 되게 크게 하시더라고요. 제 거일 수도 있을 것 같기도 해가지고 네, 잘 통할 것 같아요.
글쎄요, 적하고 친해지는 게 쉽나요? 그냥 SKT 하고 더 잘하니까.
사람들 많이 보겠구나. 진짜 재밌고 관심도 엄청 많겠다. 진짜 잘해야겠다.
아, 올 팀이 왔다고 생각했어요. 우리 정도면 굉장히 좋은 상대 아닌가 싶어요.
저희가 작년에 대승전을 못 갔었거든요. 근데 이번에 이제 다시 이렇게 대승전에 올라오니까 확실히 감회가 새로운 것 같고 이전에는 좀 당연한 줄 알았던 결승전이었는데 이제는 좀 굉장히 중요한 기회가 돼버린 것 같아요.
확실히 최근에 보여준 이미지는 소드보다는 쉴드 느낌이 강하긴 한데
전 칭찬으로 들을게요. 쉴드로 많이 때려봐가지고. 근데 저는 이상하게 방패 때리는 게 더 편하더라고요.
1, 2라운드 다 뺏겼을 때 심경이요? 꼭 그렇게 다 가져가야만 속이 후련한 야!
제가 뭘 가져가요? 제 KDA나 가져갔으면서 제 자리 뺏어갔잖아요. 제 KDA 1등이나 돌려놔달라고 해주세요.
탑 KDA는 좀 실력에 충분히 영향을 많이 끼친다고 생각하고 제가 제일 잘하는 것 같아요. 제가 1위니까요.
잘하죠. 다른 탑솔러들 좀 많이 패더라고요. 1라운드 때는 동스칸 모드였던 걸로 아는데 그래서 2라운드 때는 메타라는 날개를 달아서 좀 많이 나아다니더라고요. 날개 그냥 제대로 뜯어버리겠습니다.
성원아, 친구라고 봐주는 거 없이 이번에는 좀 빡세게 들어갈 테니까 긴장 좀 해.
네. 잘한다.
클리드 선수가 좀 더 공격적이고 타잔 선수가 좀 더 영리하게 잘 받아친다고 생각하기 때문에 약간 상방패 느낌으로
상대방을 딱히 많이 신경 안 써서
타잔 선수 많은 선수들이 잘한다 하니까 근데 솔직히 제 개인적인 생각엔 최상위권 팀들을 보면 약간 좀 라인업 빨이 많거든요.
맞는 것 같아요. 양 팀 다 잘해가지고
이번에 한번 정글의 왕을 잡아봐야 되지 않을까 싶어요.
클리드의 로얄로더를 막으러 가겠습니다.
초비가 제 페이커? 예전 페이커의 피지컬이라던데
그 정도로 저는 생각하고 있진 않아요. 이번 시즌 굉장히 잘하긴 했는데 조금 더 이제 지켜봐야 될 것 같아요. KDA는 KDA를 가졌다는 게 도시표인 건 확실하지만 절대적으로 잘한다고는 생각해요.
KDA 1위, MVP 1위 이런 것보다 그냥 게임 더 잘하는 걸 원해서 페이커님을 게임할 때 무섭다고 느낀 적이 없는 것 같아요. 제 시선에서는 이제 하이리스크 하이리턴? 페이커 선수 본인이 더 잘 알고 계실 것 같아요.
저는 뭐 다전제나 중요한 대회 때 특히 더 컨디션 관리를 제대로 하는 편이고 어떻게 되든 자신이 있기 때문에 결과로 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
네, 그래도 KT에 있을 때는 그리핀을 잡아봤기 때문에 좋은 경험 살려서 결승에도 잘할 수 있을 것 같아요.
와타님 그저 복수를 할 때가 돼서 재밌습니다. 작년에 라타 선수랑 악수하고 서로 부스 들어가는 게 아직도 생각이 나거든요. 누나를 생각하면서 여기까지 버텼으니까 꼭 복수해주고 싶네요.
이제 워낙에 바텀라인전 신경 많이 쓰는 친구들이어가지고 저희도 신경 많이 써야 될 것 같고, 테디 선수가 약간 그 나무토목으로는 안 죽어요 잘. 그러니까 텐션이 그래가지고 90분을 해도 기분이 사라지지 않을까 좀 오해하실 수도 있는데,
제가 최장 경기랑 최다 CS 보유 기록자거든요. 집중력은 다시 있어가지고 엔딩하면 드리죠.
그렇죠. 진행할 때 워낙 길게 했으니까 게임을 되게 잘하죠. 잘하고 잘 죽고
또 앞으로 까분다면 네 죽이겠습니다.
자기야, 정규 시즌은 혼났지만 결승에 혼내줄게.
자기야라고 했다고요? 테디야 결승 선배로서 원래 첫 결승은 좀 아쉽게 가더라고. 그래서 이번 결승은 가볍게 3대0으로 누고 갈 테니까 다음번에 잘하기를 빌게.
이번에 우승하게 되면은 MSI 진출권을 획득하게 되거든요. 그래서 작년의 서름을 갚아야 되기 때문에 그리핀 여러분들 잘 부탁드립니다.
SKT 여기까지 오느라 수고하셨고 안녕히 가세요.
네, 지금까지 저희 팀 SKT가 6번 우승을 했는데 이번에 우승을 하면 7번째 우승이라고 알고 있어요. 좀 더 많이 우승을 하고 싶네요.
SKT 솔직히 많이 해먹었잖아요. 이젠 진짜로 한번 저희 그리핀 시대 만들어보고 싶습니다.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible
LGL のファイナルやってるから SKT じゃない LCK なんだ。
I now know so much more about Teddy, and I think I have information I maybe didn't need.
Yeah, I mean, SK Telecom, I mean, one of the things that stood out to me was the Chovy comment about not being afraid of Baker. And I think that Chovy, I don't think he's lying. I don't think that that's just for the video. I don't think he's afraid of anyone in mid lane.
It's such a weird thing. A player who only recently turned 18. Chovy is clutch. He has been a clutch player. I still remember it. And that amazing set of plays. He dragged Griffin over Africa into the LCK final last year. He's had a season to remember. His first ever regular season LCK status. But it's time to reintroduce us to the new viewers, Atlas. It's all about today. Exactly right, guys. Welcome to the grand final once again. Griffin versus SKT. Griffin will be on our blue side to start this one up, and we are very close to ban and pick or you can ban depending on which side of the desk you're a fan of. It is so close, and we still don't know what to expect from this series. The smack talk is fantastic. I love hearing from Khan versus Sword, because they're both such good friends in real life. They're able to get a little bit more feisty, you can say, with their words. And that's what you want to see. There's a lot of friends here, the top lane and the bot lane. Mara Lahen's good friends, Sword and Khan, very good friends, but they're going to have to be enemies. All those friendships are put to the side.
さあ、カンもどういう動きをしてくるかな。
Tickets left, right, and center. This is the hot ticket. It's what everyone wants.
実はペーペーだと思うし、
All you wanted after the 2-1 win, whatever the match
ボットもあまり動かないと思う。
was more damn.
でもグリフィンにはターザンっていう動かす、まあ、要がいるからね。ターザンがどう動いてくるか。
If we break the roof off, you'll know that we've gone to game number 5, and I'm really excited for that potential to actually happen. But I don't actually know whether the amount of
ト
games
ップのカンがソロキルする前にランク下がってしまうのではって思ってしまう。前の試合も落とされてたしな。
shouldn't have even necessarily been a Griffin win based on what you mentioned earlier.
でもその時は違うか。でもカンは狙えるね。
In the game, Griffin were finding themselves in they were finding themselves in very peculiar situations and managing to wiggle their way out of it against SKT. But it's been quite a lot of time between that match and now. And Griffin, as I mentioned earlier, they continued to falter while SK Telecom continued to rise. And not only did SKT continue to rise, they continued to rise against other teams that were continuing to rise. Whereas Griffin, they were looking weaker against some of the weaker pack teams.
I can agree that SKT, since that loss, has rebounded and gone from strength to strength. I think SKT have looked very powerful. It's very easy to look at their series against Kingzone and focus on what wasn't working. Some Khan mistakes, some Faker mistakes early game. Late game, things fell into place. But then you lose sight of it. It was a 3-0, and SKT didn't have to show a lot to win 3-0. Kingzone was like, what about this and what about that? And SKT looked like they were potentially going to be taken down in early games, but waited out the enemy. And you could go to the side of Griffin and say, yes, the end of the season, the tail end of a season, where they're at one point looking like they would go 18-0 in best of series. Yes, they went on to drop some series. Which of those things means more? Which of them was the mirage? What champion picks that we're hearing about, like the Sonataric, like some of the other unique picks are going to come out today, and what if those are mirages? We can't know. We're sitting here seconds away from Pickman in game number 1, but damn it, we'll know real soon.
And you know, one of the things that we haven't even talked about is maybe Griffin has something else that's not Sonataric. Maybe a pick that we haven't even theorized.
Sounds spicy.
Well, and it's time to find out, ladies and gentlemen. Pick and ban for Griffin versus SKT, game number 1 here in the final of spring 2019, and Jace will not be played.
A very surprising
Jace
first ban, not because of the player Khan's Jace, known world round ever since he came up and was a Royal Roader, or at least came up and had a huge win on Longzhu game in the Royal Roader was Cuz in that series. But the most containable of the Khan champions to me is the Jace. You can pick Dion, you can pick the Poppy. So for it to be first ban for Griffin on blue side, I'm caught a bit unawares. LS?
And I mean,
サポート大きい、サポートトップできる。
as well as the Galio now, showing quite a lot of respect to Griffin. But we're not seeing the Silas, we're not seeing the Lissandra.
And nor are we seeing the Sona or the Taric. And you mentioned a certain Galio being pretty good in that combination of champions. If this is a Lucian ban here, is it just guaranteed?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, Lucian Braum is definitely going to be on the table as well.
ガリを使われるの、フェイクにガリを使われるの嫌だな。
Like what you were talking about earlier, Papa.
We definitely know how Silas players play their best champions by the end of this game, because they've largely been left open.
出た9点、89点抜くの。
In solo queue has been played by Sword. Chovy was one of the most impressive Silas players, stealing Alistair ultimate
でもフレックスピックしてくるね、大事。トップミッドいける。
So the Silas first pick, very normal. Sword's played it in solo queue, but you'd have to assume it's more of a Chovy pick.
Yeah, and I like what SK Telecom is doing right now. They're picking the Rise, which has flex potential. It's really good against the Silas. Silas doesn't get an ultimate, but it does still retain the ability to just go top lane.
Yeah, and also Rise is an incredible weapon for SKT because we're seeing Griffin fail to flex the Rise effectively towards the top side of the map. So SKT are going to have that true flex and now a power pick in the jungle.
良いね、レクサイ。
お
パンテオン。 アリアジャングル。アリアジャングル本当にできるのか。9.6 だぞ。9点前。9.5。
Ezreal's not good enough.
まだ3つ出てこないな、多分。
And this is something that exactly scripted. We got you here for the right moment.
Exactly right.
And the funny thing is, because it's this particular duo, yes, Tarzan is normally the Taliyah player on this team. Chovy can play it as a duo with the Pantheon locked in. It's almost unconscionable not to see. The only other scenario is Taliyah mid Pantheon jungle. One Pantheon jungle played in the LEC, but this is almost certainly, given that it was such a big thing in terms of because of your damn team, gonna be Griffin sending it bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, they could still put the Taliyah in the jungle, they could put Pantheon in a lane somewhere as well. There's a lot of different options.
どっちだこれ。わかんねえな。
No, actually, I feel like, no, LS, you'd have a heart attack. We can't have that happen. That's not allowed. J4
マジでソロッキーみたいな感じだな。
is going to be the answer. Faker's LeBlanc, certainly something that needs respect. See what he's actually going to pick up there for the mid lane. Will it just be the Rise, one of his most famous picks?
So talk to me about what SKT need to do with their remaining picks. Obviously, some of the most ideal tools to do, like you mentioned, the Tom Kencha ban. How do you salvage from what you've seen from Griffin?
This is a really difficult spot. Tom Kench is a pretty good support champion against Pantheon today. You need to make sure that Ezreal can get out of the laning phase. He does have the Kleptomancy. He's going to RNG like a god.
Are we going to see the Braum then just try to hold the door, have something to try to interact with this lane?
It's really weak and vulnerable against Pantheon.
We've only got some options that Morgana, Tom Kench, those big non-interactive champions banned.
Yeah. So support role, I'm really curious to see what SK Telecom actually is going to end up trying to pick here. Karma and trying to play long range.
The Mata special could come in here.
What?
Could be
No trust.
Could be mid.
Yeah. Oh
What's
no,
that?
the
It's
Brom
gonna be
is going to be
Brom.
switched over.
The Brom has that interaction with the Weaver's
あ、
Wall
ま
to try to
あ、
short
あ
in
りか
team
な、ありだ
fights.
ね。
You can negate some damage, but I take your point. You're already saying that you don't like it, but it's
ガーマ
probably
ント
the
リ
best
シーンやっ
available
たのは
unless
で
you
か
get
いかな。
real
タディ生き
risky.
るね、こ
And
れ。
Griffin have already, not with Sonataric, but with another duo, shown they're willing to go a little bit left of center.
グリフィンの
Now
あれ
we
なんだ
think
っ
we
け、
have a
あ
duo
ー、サイ
lane
ラス
here.
も
Olaf jungle, heavily expected by
後
this
で
big and of course,
うま
it
くで
does
すね。
confirm.
あ、それしかないね。オラフし
Look
かない
what's
ね。
still available
Wow,
as the
is
last
that
pick on blue
Chobi's
side.
Akali? And now we're going to see Sword on Silas on the top side of the map. Not necessarily
What?
where we'd expect
フィ
Sword
ズ
to be playing. Well, of course, we'd expect
Ah,
him to play on the top
そうしかないな。
side,
パン
but
ティ
we
オに
wouldn't
しな。
expect him to be playing
ホッ
something
トパン
like the Silas.
え
Fizz being hovered, not going to be locked in just yet. 7 seconds to go.
ないないな
The
いない
pony
ない。
may be heading towards the
What?
top side of the map and it's locked in. Khan will
What?
be galloping his way to the top lane.
So this is an interesting matchup. I haven't seen it in
Eh?
pro play. Hecarim
Eh?
versus Silas top, which is what we think we're going to see. The Knight in this lane is going to
Hecarim
actually
トップだ。
take away some of Silas's lane presence.
ヘカ
Remember,
だ。
Silas wants to spam all his spells aggressively
ビビり
and
す
go
ぎだ
forward.
ね。
They're
この風に。
flexing with your hearts right now. It's
ヘカ
Laham,
に。
so you're never quite
Oh.
sure, but we think we know what's going on.
I've heard murmurs of Silas support being able to just
How
go
big is
あー、
that
でも逃
smile
げる
on
か
his face right。
ウル
now?
トラ逃げる
I'm
んだ、
not
W。
quite sure, but this could be a Pantheon top lane. 3 seconds remaining. It might be. Okay.
No, of course.
Eh?
All right.
あ
That
ー、まあ
makes
そう
it
だね
was。very exciting. I was ready to believe.
トップだろう
But
ね。
I'm actually I'm really happy that we're going to see the Talia Pantheon bottom lane in the LCK without BBQ having to
でも W してくる
And we get LS
防げないけど、
Exactly.
いいで
to
逃
tell
げら
us
れる
all
よ。
about it.
Oh,
I get
it's
to-
just perfect.
I get to break it all down for
Hold
you.
that soundbite. We're going to
生きるん
need
じゃない
it in
やっぱ
about
り。
a minute and a half or so.
Exactly. We'll see whether this is going to be what
動的
pushes
エディション
Griffin
だよ。
over the line. A spicy bottom lane has
その
been
中
picked
で
up.
ライズ
Now
が借りて出していっ
Silas
て
versus the Hecarim will be the top lane matchup. Sword versus Khan. Very
マ
close
ジで
friend.
フラッシュない、
Could
フラッ
actually
シュ
really
ない
work in。this matchup because you can't just ignore and push the wave against
あ、
Ignite.
ターザンのオラフ
You're
で
gonna
すね
twirl。like a helicopter and try to do something
Dude,
different.
next
The
side.
jungle matchup is probably the most standard of everything going
Take on
on.
right side.
Chobi's Akali being last pick on blue side and still available. That is pretty bold. He is still undefeated on this in pro play.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it earlier. He's not afraid of anyone. Akali
Okay.
is a champion that some people do think has a lot of vulnerability and weaknesses, but when you pilot it really well and get out of the early laning phase, Akali can still be really scary.
Yeah, she certainly can. We'll have to see how this all goes because this is an unorthodox team composition. This is, of course, Griffin. They're very happy to do it, but SKT, it's only a little pony on the top side of the map that's really changing things up from what SKT have been playing this entire split long. Ladies and gentlemen, you can feel it. Game number 1 is right around the corner. Griffin on our blue side, SKT on the red. Your champions have been locked in.
On the ground, don't you judge me for my mistakes. Taking as much as I can take.
あ、始まった。早え。あ、やばくね。あ、ファーストブラックだ。
And it's going to be that first blood coming in. We couldn't even let the
調
SKT
子も落として
fans
ない。
cheer
その
because
ま
they
ま入
lost
って、これ
mana
ジャング
in
ル
the
取るね。
first minute of the game.
And it went to Viper. He's gonna be so close to being able
で
to、
まあ、
just
すぐさまトッ
upgrade
プスタートに切
into
り替え
the
ていっ
Spell
て
Thieves' next item.
Won't be able to get it unless he sells all of his pots. So unlikely it's going to be a
First
first
blood
buy,
to
but you're right,
Oh,
that first
oh,
back.
oh,
It's gonna be
Sadio
nice, and with the rock surfing can do it quickly. The fans couldn't even shout for SKT
Ah,
on
okay,
T1.
okay,
T1
good.
fighting chat. It is T1 fighting, by the way, guys, not SKT
Okay,
fighting.
that's correct,
Historically, that's not an updated
Yes,
chat.
that's been
It couldn't
forever.
even be sent out because they sensed the same danger that sadly Mata face check there. Now you know when you go for something non-meta.
外に Q 上げちゃったからな、
the
ま
first
た
thing
か。
Let's
ま
get
あ、
as
Q 上げ
much
るしかないんだ
information
けど
level
さ、ブラウ
1
ンは
as。possible. That information cost Mata his life.
ルーレッチの
Well, it
強さ
also
も魅
cost
力
them
だ
their blue buff. As you can see, SKT are going to lose that one. Vertical jungling could ensue here as Clear did make it towards that top side of the map as we check in on the
トッ
runes.
プ
As
ノ
we
ー
are
リースだね。
taking a look at the runes, interesting. Talia going for the electrocute. They are going for
強気に
kills
来て
down
くれ
here
る
in
強いぞ。
bottom lane.
Well, you can see not going for CS because, of course, has started off with the Frostmancy start.
And that's the part of this lane that, of course, that lives up the tables. We finally see more Frostmancy in the LCK. was led, of course, early in the season. The nerf came in and only possible to run this AP support item in the duo lane, no longer a solo lane option because of the need to be in proximity to an ally. And while BBQ Olivers was still playing this exact duo, Talia and the Pantheon, and we saw a smidgen after the fact from Kingzone, who were playing Victor bot lane. I was calling for more of the Frostmancy because, as LS is going to be able to illustrate both as a concept and in terms of this duo lane, it just means you get more gold on a duo. And this is a support, and I use support in inverted commas, that wants to build straight up damage from gold.
Yeah, and the other thing that I really like about what they're doing here in the early game is Tarzan, he starts off by stealing the enemy blue to guarantee that Talia and Pantheon can do whatever they want to do.
And it's the Griffin turret dive timing as well. They do this on blue side all the time.
And they now have a Pantheon who just accidentally tanked the turret. That could be a bad news story, but the stun is still going to come in. Marta could be falling down for the second time in 3 minutes. But no, the flash comes forward and the teleport to save SKT.
And that was actually something where the Pantheon passive going down probably caused a half-second hesitation. The teleport, of course, was used, so a little bit of pressure is relieved. The good news story is typically for the Silas, who gets a free push on top side, and Hecarim has to trot all the way back before a lot of movement speed and the ability to get
This is going to be a little bit good for Griffin here. Noah's sword got a lot of pressure relief. He got a free recall as well. This means Khan behind.
So we need to pick your brain. There's a lot of Frostmancy duos you could run. We saw, for example, Victor Tan. That sort of stuff. Why these two types? Why Talia Pantheon? Because I know that say some shove, global, some CC synergy, but this is a duo that literally your team has put on the radar, and if not for BBQ, we would not see it from Griffin. We'll hold it for now, though. First, talk about this turret dive. The passive goes down, and suddenly this becomes hard.
Yeah, Pantheon has to leave the turret aggro just a little bit sooner than he would have liked to. He could have always had just a Q or an auto attack and then convert into the W, get his passive back. And now coming back into this, Pantheon Talia, the scariest thing about it is their ability to just delete you with their CC lockdown. That's just a point and click. Pantheon stuns you with his point and click. Talia knocks you back in, and then you can't escape. It's too much damage. And, you know, I nicknamed the team composition on Twitter the Avengers because the way that they enter team fights later and move around the map, all of a sudden you see the circle and then the Weaver's Wall comes right in.
But what is it at the cost of? Because they don't have a ranged AD carry, they don't have someone who builds attack speed, crit, AD, scales up everything and crit levels in the late game. There is no replacement for that in this team composition. So are there trade-offs the viewers should be looking for as the game goes along?
Yeah. Weak Baron taking potential, and then also a heavy reliance on Baron or Elder to truly close out the game.
So you can't do it fast, but you really need it.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
the trade-off. Yeah.
Well, we'll see whether Griffin can actually snowball this one out. So far, so good, apart from that dive going a little bit awry. Has made his way down here. No teleports available on any SBT members. If that dive did happen again, it could be dangerous.
So the GP10 item has been upgraded, so definitely a focus on harass for the Talia, the Pantheon, as you notice, been doing the heavy amount of CS. We'll see the gold totals over time. Tarzan's trying again, but Clid's well away on this one.
Predator is going to come forward. The head's actually walking well and truly past as the tunnel comes down. Teddy getting frisky underneath this turret. Already one turret plate has fallen down here for Griffin as they keep the pressure on the bottom side.
The scary thing about this as well is that Ezreal, he doesn't have teleport, so all the pressure that's able to be exerted early on can be really scary.
Yeah, Chovy is going to go into the Shroud and just gets out very easily.
That was definitely the moment that the Shroud came in at the same time as Rune Prison. There was never going to be enough damage to even force out an ult there. Really nicely done by Chovy.
And Faker's locked into lane. He has no mana. Yes, he has a tier of the Goddess, but he doesn't have the teleport available. He's out of fuel. Chovy's feeling fantastic.
And also, Teddy's doing fine here in this lane. Harassing Lahen's out. Got Viper moving up to try and challenge for this blue bar. Denial onto Faker is exactly what Griffin wants to do, and they should be successful here. He's going to give it up. Control Ward Vision was down, but Prey Seeker is not going to find anything, and 1,000 gold is now the lead for Griffin.
And now Clid kind of has to just park a tent in the bot lane and be a sweeper for the Ola. That's his real role in this game, and it's at the cost of having any pressure mid and top side. because they've been already prepped for a turret dive 3 times, and Tarzan says, thank you very much, I'll have an Infernal, and Sword wants a pony.
Exactly, 300 health now. On to Khan, he's in trouble, no teleport available, we'll have a turret here. Clid waiting around, ultimate's going to be traded. That's going to be the solo kill for Sword. It's traded back, but they get everything for that one.
And I mean, that was just a fantastic pickup there by Sword. He got the Ignite off the Hecarim as well. Meanwhile, his jungler is taking the Infernal, and now the lane's coming into him.
And it's even better than that for Sword. He has a teleport advantage as well, so if he wants to be back in lane and flexing, he can. Khan sticking around on 400 health. We see but that's a lot of onslaught of shadows. The end result is that Clid wipes away, but the gold doesn't go to the Hecarim. Actually did pick up the kill with Ignite. That's important. He needed that gold. Otherwise, you kind of got nothing and lost everything as the Hecarim.
Yeah, Clid actually didn't
get in there quite quick enough.
It was able to get an assist, I think, with a Prey Seeker that was cheeky early.
Pretty much the observers around 280, I think the quest was towards being completed. I actually was able to time this out by watching the Victor game that Deft played. The moment that you have, and he started, I believe, Doran's Ring, and then went straight into Frostfang. Frostfang took 6 minutes to upgrade in a pretty easy matchup where he could just use it on cooldown. We shouldn't be expecting much after 10 minutes that the Talia can start CSing, and that's already with 1 Dirk on the table. We know all about Pantheon. Even in the early game, every sword he buys gets him closer to P9.
Yep, needs as many serrated Dirks as he can possibly find. Basically, just in order to keep himself as relevant as possible. Yeah, the quest generally, if you're 50 CS behind and the quest completes, that's when you feel good, right? In a Frostmancy matchup.
Yeah, and Griffin, they had a lot going for them early on, but I really want to talk about how well Teddy and Mata are doing, despite all the difficulty, though, in the bottom lane, and also being down the teleport, and so that means that Teddy, he's going to be a lot stronger in late game team fights.
So I have a pretty specific question that I think you might be best to answer on this, because of course your team has played this duo lane a lot. They chose to push it down again and again. They were not looking to freeze. I know you love freezing. Is that the right way to play this thing? Because it's been a question. The reason there's 75 CS is that Ezreal's never been attempted to be zoned from CS. Do you like that or not, given the sort of game we're in?
I like what they tried to do early on, but then I think after the second failed attempt, that's when you have to start trying to bring it back in. Because look, they're getting no plate damage. They're playing ping pong with Ezreal in bottom lane, and that's not what this duo wants to do.
The alternative is that you're always in flash W into E range from the Talia.
In a long lane.
Pantheon can't be dodged. You can flash W with a targeted gauge. Then in a skill shot, you'll be able to hit it. So the freeze option is there, given that Braum is kind of just wishing the laning phase would end. We didn't see that. The cost is, though, with lanes pushing, the benefit is you can roam, and there could be a lot of people top.
Well, we're going to get the dive bomb coming in. Laheads does jump, but Khan has a bit of a speed up, and he just canters away, and everything's fine.
Onslaught of Shadows was back up as well, so that felt like a really low percentage play, but it is a high percentage play to outnumber on the top side and get Rift Herald.
Yeah, Shelly available in still a few minutes on those turret plates. Speaking of which, SKT going to get a few down here as Sword turns up.
ボットが狙われないタイミング、かつレクサイがリコールしているタイミング。
2 minutes prior to the Dragon, utilizing having all the numbers on the left-hand side of the map, they get the Herald, and then they should, in theory, be able to swap back and get that Drake, convert it with Herald in the plate.
And it might even be the Bazinga, because you can also put it down and maybe get a free Inferno while people have to defend the Rift Herald charge. There's a potential for a 1-2-3 here that blows open the gold, and we kind of want Griffin to keep this a high-tempo game with their lack of a ranged AD carry and the fact that Ezreal's been farming. I feel like if you're not freezing, you got to go all in on the aggression, and this seems to fit the bill.
Yep, that certainly is that. It's going to be first turret going down, and SKT run out of minions on the bottom side, so that tempo that Griffin do have the advantage in is going to be even higher. Now in a turret, under fire, Shelly's going to be able to tank this one up. Already half health, Demolish Procs coming in, and 3 members of Griffin will easily rip this turret apart.
And what's a Hecarim gonna do? He can't even walk up to the minion wave to cue it. Khan watches on in horror,
well,
and at the
Sword's
same
having
time,
the opposite
he hasn't even
problem.
lost the turret.
Sword's holding it, This is fantastic right now for Griffin. The Infernals in their favor. They get the top tier 2 economic turret. Shelly, I don't know if she just got one more charge, but now they're going to have priority in tempo leading into the second Infernal Dragon. with the kill composition.
さすがに青バフくださいと。はい。さすがにフェイカーも無理だと。青バフねえと無理だわ。もう涙詰めてるけどね。ネクストダウンがインファーマル。トップサイド笑えたとしてもボットサイドまだ笑えてないからまだいいんだけどさ。でもターザンは絞れるよね。ボットに専念できる。ミッドのローもそうだしね。
weren't even able to get one turret, so they can just theoretically
go
back to the laning phase now, where a horse has nowhere he can safely be.
And this strategy, the fact that it's against Ezreal, who's pushing outside of level 1, is quite weak. Is it wrong that I'm sitting here and once again remembering a Jungle Heimerdinger game? This is a strategy. Frostmancy in general, people don't like because it kind of breaks the game. All the AD support bot lane players like, you're ruining my item, like I might not be able to use this the way I like to use it, because it's an exploit of something in the game, but it's there for everyone to use. No one in Korea, especially, apart from BBQ Olivers, have been making these plays, and now Griffin have just more gold, and the potential with the quest soon to be cashed in for even more gold, then it should be 24,000 gold in the game. So here we are, Griffin are really pushing the boundaries of the current meta.
And Griffin are really looking like they want to just get this Infernal Drake. And I want to point out something interesting about Simon. He has Zonias. He has teleport too.
SKT, they should be able to burst this one down. It is taken by Clean very close as Tarzan tries to launch forward. Realm Warp gets SKT out of there, but have they gone far enough? The Van Drop comes forward, doesn't do too much. Onslaught goes into the back line. Onslaught gets himself into his Zonias. Can he escape? The answer is yes. The dash comes back up, and now Viper is here to give him some cover fire. Griffin, they make it out, but SKT, they don't lose anyone.
And great timing to talk about the zone. It's because we got an engaged Silas. He just wants to get in the back line and be a pseudo-tank. He's got no Alistair Ball to steal. He's just about contesting backline and forcing fights that look unlikely, given the fact that outside that the engage isn't so strong.
Yeah, and Griffin,
またのルート取ってればいいからまたのル
they
ートで
wanted to take that team fight. They used Silas's teleport. The Pantheon wasn't quite in range, and so the engage was a little bit wonky. SK Telecom managed to get away on Scathe. Almost got turned on, but not quite. They find themselves with an Infernal, and another one's coming up next.
And I'm gonna actually accentuate your flame. I feel like this Pantheon's ulting like a support player, not like a carry. You gotta ult under the turret. You gotta give them no escape. Two ults in a row. Yeah, I've been a little bit too defensive. 60 health on almost a completion here, but it's two almost in a row against a team that's looking to scale, and they don't actually gain anything through all of these button speeds.
Yeah, this is the second time now he's ulted where they were rather than where they'll be. And so how much experience does he really have on the Pantheon? You have to wonder, seeing these ultimates, what's going to happen later on in the game, because the ultimates are going to become really important.
And I love that you bring that up, because how many games can you scrim with this before you scrim it too much and you've overexposed it? People aren't supposed to talk, but everyone is human. Things get out. You have to be very specific about how often and how you prep. We heard the listening with Double Lift and Core JJ talking about how they hadn't played the trio of champions that come over on the Sona Tarek X over the line more than just one or two scrims. And that's the reality is, there's a chance he has less than 9 scrim games on Pantheon support, let alone anything more.
That being said, Pantheon isn't necessarily the most difficult champion.
Hey, for a support player, it's quite different. He has to CS.
Oh, that's true.
He does get an easy CSing thing, kind of like Zed with the fact that he doesn't execute, so you need to be a support player. There you go, support players, roll swap to Pantheon top, not so bad.
He has played solo queue though. He knows what Pantheon's supposed to do.
But you can't show the Pantheon really either, right? Just like, I looked for Sona Tarek, no one dared to play that solo queue.
That's true. Because you'd have to be duoing as well the entire time, as True Shot Barrage narrowly avoided there by the Griffin players.
Do you know the only people that played Sona Tarek? Destitution.
There you go.
He gave up on that real quick though. So maybe not the best of experiences from teammates here as...
We got a round walk. He's going to come forward. Sword stole it though. He's going to use it to try and get out, but Clit is there to pick him up. But Scott is going to get him out of the way there, and things are fine.
Giving you the pat on the back, play-by-play for Silas game. So hard. This is a
You
thought Zoe was counterfeiting a lot of things. We need to investigate the black market trading of Silas. This guy's got all sorts of stuff up his sleeve.
Well, Seismic Shove comes in the mid lane as we've got, I think this is the bottom lane, but it's getting a little bit confusing here in my Summoner's Rift.
So, let's check in. We had a lot of time, we both got excited. I was like, yes, I know all about this. We're 17 minutes in. The last execution didn't get them Infernal, no kills, no deaths. When does Griffin start to say, well, if we don't get that Baron by 22, things are struggling? Is it still the same equation of for Baron spawns, get the Baron, win, don't lose? Where are you at right now with where the items are and how the game is playing out?
Right now, I think that
何わかんねえマジで。
Griffin
どっちも CS 取ってることがマジでわかんねえ。
Infernal Drake, another one coming up. I'm
この
looking
取って
at
ない
like
のかなパンテオン。
Griffin is in a do or die situation right now because I think if this game goes another 9-10 minutes, it's become so hard for SK
Are there
Telecom.
item purchases that we're looking for here? Because, is there anything in particular? What is the break point where you're like, oh, that's done? Like, I understand you want to see this in general 2-3 item builds on more people, but is it the front line? Is it the back line? Who needs the items to start winning against this team?
The Talia and the Akali are going to
SKT の
be
ト
the
ップレーン
main
セカンドバンで割
points
れてる
because
か
the
ら
Olaf building
あ
the
れは
redemption
マジでフリーファームで
he's
きるよ
not going to deal a lot of damage. Pantheon having to build and purchase so many control wards isn't going to get to the Duskblade of Drakthar until way later in the game. So it's very easy. Look at the amount of magic resistance on the side of SK Telecom. How does Talia and Akali deal damage? And the Silas especially, when he went for such a utility build, this game is heavily favoring SKT
It
right now.
almost feels like this might be all about it. If the Infernal fight here is a bloody one, I think we might know who's going to win game one.
Yeah, SKT looking for their second one. Teleport's going to come in from Griffin. They do not want to give this one away. It's Chovy. He's going to join the fight. Half the health bar now on the Dragon is Lahens. Just happy to walk on over. Gets Khan out of the fight as Redemption does come down. It's going to be a 50-50 as Tarzan is in this pin as Sword goes into his first Sonias. The steal comes in. Griffin have locked down the Dragon and Faker in the
それ入んないとまずいよ。それも入んないとまずい。前だけとまずい。
Teddy locks him
さ
down and now
あフェイカー守ってるフェイカーはフェイカー守ってる フェイカータリアのキーをね守ってたねさあチョビ狙うぞいやーね逃げるね
Remember, there's no turrets up here, guys, so this might be the
あまあ
greatest
C
game.
だね
Khan has a lot of movement speed. Chovy's just so scary, they don't even want to
Oh.
fight it.
Wow. They're actually going to let
Magic.
him go. They're valuing a full reset over killing the Akali. And
Choby
because
知らないね
it's 20 minutes, if you waste too much time chasing the Akali, who is so hard to get to, things can go wrong. Big thing to note here is, yes, the objective is stolen, but to do that, SKT can get into a defensive formation. Then it looks like every other team fight you've seen at home that you've played in, where the AD carry gets to free hit, and the threat level goes
フェイカーうまいねフェイカー
The thing here
フェイ
is
カー
that
うま
Chovy
いフェイカーうめえわ
get into the fight until it was too late. Teddy jumps into the Dragon Pit. Chovy jumps immediately at the opportunity to enter into the back line. But it doesn't matter. The back line is now the front line, and Griffin doesn't have any members remaining, and they just don't have the damage to win these. They got the cherry on top with the Infernal, but they're not out of the woods yet.
And if you're not outnumbering with your globals, then things get so much more honest with Griffin. Suddenly it's, wait, Talia can't do damage to backline. She can go to the front. As Teddy's going to be able to get out. Wait, it's Pantheon. We know it's very famous how his scaling really falls away in 5v5 fights, especially. None of the champions on Griffin really excel in 5v5s. Most of them are skirmish and 2v2 champions. So because of that, when we're seeing honest objectives to be fought over, think Baron, think Infernal Drake, you don't outnumber, everyone shows up in RSVPs, and suddenly Griffin is looking very mortal in game number 1.
Well, right now they're looking for some control around this Baron, and they have managed to achieve it. Khan split pushing on the bottom side with teleporting in hand will mean that SKT can keep pressure on this map. But Griffin, as you can see already, it's not like they're getting vision around the Baron and starting it. They're getting vision around the Baron and then trying elsewhere to keep things under control, because like you were saying, LS, it's hard to take the big purple worm as this composition.
And now are we already at the point where it needs to be sleight of hand from Griffin? So Griffin need to show one magic trick and then
わかりやすくて
reappear
ね。
the top
でもレ
side
クタイ
and
の対
steal
応
the
するね、こ
Baron.
れ。
How do you problem solve your way out? Because they didn't play to our expectation early game, but got a really nice lead. It felt like they could ride it through, but suddenly it does feel like SKT are liking their position.
Yeah, SK Telecom, I think, are just in a
Hey,
fantastic spot right
Faker.
now. If you're Griffin and you run through all the scenarios, what can you really hope for? You can't pick off any of the members on SK Telecom. They all have too much magic resistance, and it's too easy for them to just remain slippery against the Griffin team comp. You can't suddenly Weaver's Wall in and do a Pantheon ult. They'll just run.
うまいかー。見えなかったフェイカー。フラッシュある。フェイカーフラッシュないね。あー、ダウン。まあ、エズリアンがいないところでは勝てないね、やっぱり。
It was so big that they could stop Faker from getting out because they could actually set up a very different scenario to Infernal. They were able to keep SKT from grouping as a 5, from defending their AD carry, putting out max damage, and this is what you can do. We talk about magic tricks, sleight of hand. Realm Warp here interrupted, and suddenly Weaver's Wall and all other temporary terrain. Watch this and notice how different it is to the fight that SKT won around.
And even though Clid was shadowing Faker, he was still just way too far up. And so the Pantheon ultimate, the Weaver's Wall, gets access to him in situations that normally it shouldn't happen because SK Telecom, they know that this is coming. Yeah, this is the only way SKT can lose the game. And you know, against Kingzone, this is how they were starting to falter at certain points. Khan and Faker needlessly overextending for waves without the coverage of vision. It's getting picked off.
And that's why we're picking your brain and you're going through the 100 scenarios and you're like, wait, 91 of them say SKT win from here. But is it about the mistakes from a team or is it about the team looking at that and say, all right, 91 things are gone from our team, we've got 9 left. Which one is going to work and when? And I think that Griffin have shown that they are not a team just waiting for an enemy mistake. They're trying to force mistakes. It doesn't always work, but that was one of those few scenarios that gets them some breathing room. Still work to be done.
Yeah, also SKT may not have as much preparation against this particular bottom lane. There's a reason why Griffin have pulled it out in this particular series, so SKT might not necessarily know that they can just wait things out and be able to just straight up win.
One of the things I want to talk about right now is Mountain Drake. We talk about team composition. Can't really do Baron. Well, Mountain will certainly help it.
What about the fact that it is a Drake, though, and it will force a 5v5 fight that we've already seen doesn't necessarily go their way? There are extra items. Hexdrink is done. Everyone's buying double magic resist at this point. So yes, they really wanted it less, and it does help their primary win condition, but how much are we going to index into it? Is it a Tarzan steal attempt? They want SKT to start it and then just send Tarzan hopefully on a one-way trip to steal it and get out, but I think SKT are smelling around and they're being a lot more defensive.
Sword was looking for it. With the abduct, Realm Warp's going to come in as Faker joins this party. Sword survives just because of that Zhonya's that he had available. But that's a big button and means that Griffin are going to struggle to engage against this SKT comp.
Now, no ult is used, and he has good glacial vision. So E into R is actually a lot of crowd control and a bit of initiation tool. It's not quite Onslaught of Shadows, but he does actually have that important ultimate. As base checking that rush is at your peril.
Yeah. Tarzan loses about half of his health bar. Chovy clearing out some control wards here as SKT do need to be careful.
It doesn't last that long anymore, though.
Yep, SKT need to try and dive over this one. Khan in fantastic flanking position. As this could be the game. Out of there. Are we going to go for the smite here? Can Clint get himself into this pit? They're getting it down very, very low. This is the ultimate, unfortunately, as Chovy's over there. Good knockback comes in. It is going to be picked up by Griffin. And they just flash their way out. They're happy to grab and go.
SKT doesn't pull the trigger. They've got the comp, and they seem to simulate a
これミッター俺ね。
but they're more looking for chance picks with the glacial fissure, and after the glacial fissure was used, SKT kind of gave up on a full fight.
They gave up on the full fight. They looked to come into mid lane, clear the mid wave, and then raise the mid tier 1 turret. They're going to get the Scuttle Crab in front of the Baron, so now they're going to know if Griffin try to start it. Or is SK Teleca okay? They're just going to clear out the vision.
I want to illustrate item-wise that yes, Yoma's Ghostblade was there for a support, and you're like, here's the carry item. That plan, after those few mid-game fights went away, notice the itemization now coming through from Lahed. He is a stun. Maybe he comes in super late, gets a chance to kill, but he's nothing else. He can tank Baron a little bit better. but it just plays into the fact that 5v5
Yeah,
is all
yeah,
SKTs,
yeah.
but they're not there.
Yep, well, Flynn is going to try and come in for the 50-50. Can he actually get the steal? Realm Warp once again going to try and put Faker in the pit, but no, it's just for the vision. He gets it, but he's unable to get the steal. Ultimate flies forward from Flynn. He flashes to get himself out, but not even Sword is going to die. Teddy very aggressively dives into the Baron pit, but Griffin once again, it's the grab and go.
SK Telecom, they're trying to stop the back, but they're not going to be able to. And now, Griffin, they found their way back into the game. They have to do a lot with the Baron.
SKT full reset at 26 minutes. Only Rek'Sai was around, and yes, Rek'Sai has the ability to see a Baron start better than most, but it became a chance contest, and it's one of those things where it was basically a 50-50 Baron, right? But let's go back to what LS, the foremost expert on Talia Pantheon. Literally, we're not even bigging you up here. This is the truth.
It's just objectively true, yeah.
We know that if they don't win the Baron, they lose the game. So a 50-50 chance right now when you can't win team fights is way better than not winning a team fight that you can't win and then not getting the Baron anyway. So they roll the dice and they have to go for it.
Exactly. It's either going to be 10-90 or 50-50 at the Baron.
Okay,
they roll the 50-50 knowing that it's the best chance that they have. Mountain Drake possibly helps out there as well, shredding away at it. And now with the Baron, they have more time in this game.
And a 2-level advantage on their jungler as well, so Tarzan had a few extra hundred damage to try and help secure that.
And some teams can't recognize their best moment because they're looking for the flawless moment, the 90-10. This was a 55-45, a 60-40, maybe just an honest to God 50-50. But if they don't take it, they lose. And we saw Origin in this spot against G2, needing to pull out a Baron, not getting there, and then losing due to a lot of other stuff happening afterwards. They missed their window. Griffin didn't really have a window. They're basically robbing a place. They robbed a Baron. As, Khan and Clid need to consider their options.
Yeah, Trophy making it look like Akali wasn't actually nerfed, as he's just playing around underneath this turret in the Shroud.
Professionally undefeated 7-0 on the Akali.
Yeah, True Shot Barrage was, I believe, swords, as it flew through and hit his own player.
Well, at this point, though, look at the amount of work that Chovy's managing to get done on his own. He's a one-man army here in top lane. And he got so much chip damage. Finally, the mid-tier 1 turret's going to fall. But the silver lining here for SK Telecom is they only have to weather the storm for another minute. And then Griffin is going to have to repeat the same song and a dance.
But remember, if Akali has 2 lane assignments where she wins, right now Akali's looking pretty fearsome in both lane assignments. I think Ryze hits an item breaking point where he can out-trade an Akali, but it's not always reliable. If Akali can win both side lanes, the one thing Griffin will always do is outnumber first, because they've got all the globals, right? They're able to find picks. So if Akali is a 1, the other 4, it may not be conventional. It certainly doesn't crack turrets very well. It does do some things well. And again, you're looking for the low percentages, but Griffin need to prop themselves again, because they were already in such a hole. They managed to pull up 2 big moments, the Infernal, the Mountain, and yet, we're still looking at so many futures where SK Telecom's standard comp works against a comp that has a lot of creativity.
And this is, again, I mentioned it just a moment ago, that
でもそれ修正されたっけ
in this game, identical to the way that Kingzone were managing to pick them apart inside of the games and wiggle their way into potentially winning situations. And then SK Telecom, they patched up their faltering in the mid-late end stage. And they managed to pull through. Are they going to be able to do that against Griffin?
Well, LS, you had me at wiggle. Best word we've used on cast so far. How do you wiggle? Is it just try to make something happen around the 1 Akali, or is there any other wiggle room? Because it's another Mountain Drake, which, yes, is nice, but it feels like we're running out of things that SKT will get. There's no more rabbits to play out. How it feels. I feel like we've seen so many Magic. We want some League of Legends.
Yeah, well, Weave as well is going to come in. Preyseek is not going to stop that one from coming down, and Clid has no want to head towards this Dragon Pit at all. He had the smite, had everything available, but wanted to hold on to his life as SKT feeling like their backs are against the wall. Sword's going to transition here.
And you're pointing to what I wanted to point to. I feel like a trade, if you can defend Baron for another 3 minutes, the chance of getting a super duper high roll Elder trade for Baron, defending 2 sides of the map as a 5v5 champion, 5v5 comp like SKT's, is actually really, really hard. There's a limited amount of vision to defend two sides, and remember that there is going to be more vision at all times available. Another benefit of Frostmancy, as you have those extra wards and even the spotting ward.
デュエとか
Yeah.
この試合で一回
Still
もま
coming
だ
up Griffin here when it comes to
が仕切って
controlling
ない。
objectives, but we still know
そう狙う
that SKT, they have a team fighting composition. They theoretically shouldn't have an easier time running front to back, but Griffin haven't let them team fight for the last 15 minutes of this game.
And again, just like I was saying,
さあ
front
こ
to
の
back,
間
to back team fight,
フェイカーが時
predictable
間調
fights
整してますね
happen around an objective you
一
must
旦の
contest.
CS を送って
In
から
3
彼
minutes
の
50,
コー
there's
トに行く
2.
か
And so maybe
判断
the
で
fight doesn't have to
レポー
happen.
トあるからねフェイカー
Well, right now, they're just
だね
trying to put Chovy in a side lane. The Akali has pushed
Team
that one
してる
all
わ
the way
フェイカー
up. Mid lane as well is now being dealt with by Viper and Lahens. And Sword's going to happily deal with this minion wave heading towards the
Yeah,
end.
Fake
Out of falls for SKT,
I'm
so they
clear.
move themselves within touching distance of the gold. About 3,000 is going to be the lead here for Griffin. And at 33
でこの
minutes,
動きでフェイカーにボールが集まる
And
ね
SK Telecom, they have all the priority right now surrounding this Baron.
お
It's
金あんまり
coming
譲り合いにお
up
金ないん
in
だ
5
けど
seconds. But side lanes have to be fixed. You can see the Faker not
でも
quite
そ
in
のおかげ
position.
で
Have
HDR
a
のトップ
teleport
に回るから
available to him too.
いいんちゃうか
But I feel like we're just gonna see a team
あ
fight.
安定の GA
And now,
積んだぞ
interestingly, normally this would
33
be a bad position.
40分とか
for
す
a team
げえワード
Remember, Weaver's Wall and Pantheon Ultimate. Doesn't matter if you control these nooks and crannies.
Khan's already down to
What's
about
the team
half
of
health
it?
here as Faker did use the realm warp to get himself into the Baron pit. Now Sword running away from Teddy, who is certainly a man who deserves a lot of respect at this stage. Cleared, looking for a knock-up, won't find Lahens, who has GA, has the passive.
My read is Griffin wants to defend Baron. I don't think they can start a one objective. So watching some of these plays, I'd like the audience to take that into consideration, that I believe Griffin is just looking to stop Baron being taken because they can't allow that 5v5. For now, they get SKT away, they clear some control wards, they buy some time to mean there's two big objectives on the map.
Yep. 2 teleports for both teams as well, guys. So Chovy on this in the side lane, Faker as well was up towards the top side. They can be there at any time. Khan as well now is going to be taking this blue buff, and then will also
取れよ
be able to enter any fight that SKT want to. Hands it over, in fact, to Teddy.
Gives it over to Teddy. The Baron's
Hey,
still
18.
alive on the
Hey,
map.
18.
Like Papa was talking about, with Elder and Baron both being up on the map, you're able to offer a proposition to SK
ワード壊し
Telecom
きれてないね
and propose a trade.
Yeah.
And obviously Griffin,
一等
they
され
want
て
to
るか
get
ら
the
な
Elder. Because a 4
あいい使っ
elemental
た
drain
よ
Elder
あー
Dragon,
守って
they can just then actually team fight SK Telecom and plow right through them.
But
Yeah,
the other
Griffin
thing
マジで
is,
エズ
you're
ベを
even
狙わない
okay
限
with
り
getting the Baron and giving Elder to
ないんじゃない
SKT
か
because if that's bloodless,
だけど SKT は
buff
グリッ
strength on
SKT
SKT
は
is
いじ
just
れ
one
る
of
ダウ
them,
ン
which
させられた
obviously
ら
the
もう
one
負け
you
よ
want if it's gonna be one,
Okay.
but it's gonna be a decent trade. Here we go.
Yep, staying over the side of the
Eh.
wall. Mana does break it though, and there's the
Eh.
knock-up. Mana finds it this time.
Eh.
Lands down to the GA teleport
Faker.
from Griffin as Chovy is
さあさあさあさあさあさあさあ逃げてるね逃げてるねうまいうまいうまいフェイカー
They punch the magician in the face and say, "We're fighting now," and
Yeah.
the boxer is going to be the
Right.
one that profits. The minion wave, though, is being proxied. The
Fine,
game will
nah.
not
Nice.
end
Team
here,
look, nah.
but that is the sort of fight Griffin
Cross
can't
up,
afford
isn't
to let happen.
And Griffin now, I mean, they're going to have to do the smoke and mirrors to come back into the game. SKT, they're going to pick up the Baron.
Yeah,
This is
Faker,
going to
TP
convert
out of
into Elder. How does Griffin come back now at this point?
It was so sneaky. It was such a ninja maneuver. For the last 20 minutes of this game, Griffin has been avoiding SKT at every turn. Finally, SKT managed to get a bite into them. And it feels like now it's
あれんじゃない
so much more difficult for Griffin to repeat.
Defending Baron is
Faker 逃げる
all
ね
about
フェイカー逃げ
posturing,
て
and we know they have no ace
捕まるわな
up their sleeve. They
明かり
cannot
点これ
win
エジベルじゃないといけないんだ
front-to-back
けど
5v5 team fights. Teddy
ロ
is
ーニン
able
グした
to
よね
get this free hit while Khan gets an amazing flank here. The
うわ
push
ーうま
after the stopwatch is genius because if he
Yeah,
had
Sunny
ulted
is a-
earlier, his
Sunny is a-
teammates wouldn't have been in position to actually pick up the kills. They would have gotten less deaths on the side of
さあエルダードレイクは取れるわけにいかないよねさあ
Well, Viper does manage to get the Rift Scholar here, so it is going to have permanent vision or irremovable vision for the next little while.
And well, right now this is really big for them because Griffin, they know this is ultimately going to come down to a 50-50 on the Elder. If they get it, there's two questions. At what cost does Tarzan just end up dying for it? but are they still in a position to turn with the elemental ring, bolstering all of their damage?
There's just no way to get it without significant cost. And right now it's going to be the cost of an inhibitor and maybe more. If it only were to try solo, but not seeing that. But Griffin say, well, we didn't pick for this, we didn't pop for this. You can have your inhibitor, but can Griffin do anything?
Yeah, feels like it's already been done. Smithy. Teddy does so much damage. That inhibitor did not last very long at all. First one does fall. Not going to push any further forward. As SKT wait for another minion wave. Not actually moving into any other side lanes where inner turrets are still available.
They're looking for a round warp maybe.
Potentially. Finally.
ここでダメージ与えとけばこれエルダー取れやすくなりますね。一旦帰る。ああ、これ取るね。HP 課金して取るね。うまい。ああ。おお、マジ。パンテオンのアウトミットで取った。だけど試合決まる。これ消すんじゃない？確かね、一人それ崩したい。で帰る。だけどエンドするわ。エンドね？エンドね？わあ！わあ！やばー、やっぱタリでもこれは、タリーが死んでなかったら勝ったね。やるっていうのがよかった。プロテクト ADC。いいね。わあ。Shades of Worlds 2016 with the Ezreal True Shot Barrage. Pray Somewhere is clapping and remembering an Ash Arrow that won them an important game. That guaranteed the victory that SKT had to fight and endure for so long. From Champ Select, from the first round, they saw Taliyah, they saw Pantheon, and they had that PTSD of, wait, you guys as well? だからな、集団性の構成じゃなかったからな、グリフィンが。入られたらもう負けるよね。負けっていうか、月齢を落とせないからいいわけかな。FKT の番が一角だったわ。それに対して狙うチャンピオンピックできなかったよね、グリフィン。エズリアル、キャリーを狙えるチャンピオンピックできなかった。アカリもゾーミングに対してはあんまり何もできなかったしね。
While it wasn't answering Sonataric, suddenly you don't need to ban Taliyah or Pantheon. Taliyah the most likely of those two given the jungle Taliyah, and you don't get a bonus ban. So losing with a Sonataric, or in this case the Taliyah Pantheon, doesn't get any draft advantages for a game 2 when SKT will have side selection.
But I just want to draw your attention to the post-game.
結局アカリ一回も死んでなくね。
Shows exactly what Griffin was trying to do this game, and they
フェイカー一回も死んでない。一回死んでなくて。
You can see the gold grab was all Griffin until SKT finally managed to utilize.
SKT は本当に強いな。
But Atlas, guess what? A participation medal doesn't get you. It doesn't get you that first Griffin title. It doesn't get you a seat at MSI.
マジでね、普通のピックでよかったと思うんだけど。メンテいう中に、まあ。それこそ会社とか入れればよかったんだ。あ、会社が入れきれないかな。
And then you still couldn't figure out a way to get through it.
Yep, that's exactly right. But guys, remember that's only game 1. We still have a whole best of 5 to go. We're going to take a short break. And then when we come back, Griffin versus SKT will continue.
ないな。入れないもん。この前でもうゾンビングされてたんだよね。いいな。なんで取れたんだろう。ガチガチに固められとるけん。ラッシュ。タリーの乗り込みはうますぎる。
20살, 그것은 치열한 전투. 우리를 억압하는 모든 것으로부터 우리 자신을 지켜낼 뜨거운 혈투. 그게 바로 20살 우리의 캐리, 우리의 버프. 우리 은행이 내일보다 더 빛날 20살 우리의 오늘을 응원합니다.
페이커의 顔。
초시대란 뭘까요?
모르실 수 있어요. 세상에 없던 말이거든요.
4차 산업혁명 시대라고 부르기엔
아리야, 사무실로 가자.
단지 산업의 혁신만은 아니니까.
5G 시대라 부르기엔 통신을 넘어 모든 생활을 바꿀 거대한 변화니까.
앞으로의 시대를 SK텔레콤은 초시대라 부르기로 했습니다. 초시대, 생활이 되다. SK텔레콤.
あと1分。いい試合だったな。
I'm going to be performing Baby One More Time by Britney Spears.
死んでくれ。よいしょ。